Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review here on my channel, where today we're going to be reviewing the Bunnahabhain 25-year-old. So I want to continue on my Bunna series, and today we're going to be reviewing the 25-year-old. So if you have missed the videos into the 12 and the 18, I'll leave them here in the top corner. Feel free to go and check them out. And I'm actually going to have a full playlist as we've got some other Bunnas to review in the upcoming videos. So, Bunna 25. This one is a 25-year-old whiskey. It's bottled at an ABV of 46.3% ABV. And actually, you know what? I'm going to start this out by asking you guys a question. So, Bunnahabhain 25, when I first saw it, it had this wooden box. And this was 2 years ago when I got into whiskeys. It had this wooden box and the bottle with the XXV, which is Roman numerals 25. I'm going to leave that over here. And then they just changed things up to this one over here, and they made it a bit more modern with sort of like a black looking grey box, which just says 25. So let me know, and it's going to be a question of the day as well here. Which is your favorite, the old style or the new style? Let me know down below in the comments, as I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think. Personally, I love the old style. I really just, don't like the new style at all. I think the old style, old was gold, and the wooden box just looked incredible. So I'm fingers crossed I'm going to try to hunt down 2 or 3 bottles of that, because that was something that I really just loved. And that was, I know it's not good to like a box, but that box was incredible. Now, the distillery itself is the Bunna Distillery, the Bunnahabhain Distillery. They're owned by the parent company, the Distill Group. And they are also located on Islay, Scotland, and specifically west coast of Islay. Now, the price point on the new bottle over there, and actually it's all the Bunna 25s now, are coming in at £335. And in terms of exclusivity, it's not exclusive, and neither does it contain caramel colour. The reason I keep going to the nose, because I'm finding this really interesting character, which I haven't found before, which I'm thinking is like, it's like a waxy character, which I really love. So let's go straight into the nose of this whiskey, into the nose. So beginning things out on the nose of the Bunna 25, I am finding a really interesting character, which I just love. And many of you guys who know from my Whisk of the Year video, I love Convermore. But this one is giving me that waxy, almost like a candle waxy character straight away up front on the nose, which I haven't found in it before. Maybe it's because I left this one for a good 10 minutes in the glass. But wow, this has got a really waxy character on the nose. Making away from that, it's difficult to go past the waxy character, but those sweet oranges, tangerines, and a nice toffee presence, really like a toffee crisp, which is actually a chocolate bar we get here in the UK. There's even a little bit of notes for me that I get pear, but it's like a conference pear, so it's quite sweet, but then it's like a dried conference pear where you get the sweetness, but at the same time it feels like a dryness to it. And then it's got green grapes, and it's like fresh green grapes, which is very interesting to see on a 25-year-old whiskey. I spoke too soon. Then you find you go back to the glass and you get this note of almost like worn leather, which really starts to show its age. Probably spoke a bit way too soon. Behind all that, you're then finding notes for me that's like milk chocolate digestives, where you're getting that milk chocolatey character and that digestive biscuity character really just combined well together. And then I'm getting like dry sultanas and a slight oaky, woody presence as well. Maybe a soft, gentle wood spices, but it's almost if you're sniffing a piece of an old cask. I really love the nose in these Bunnahabhain expressions. These are brilliant. Let's get into the palate next. So before I get into my actual notes on the palate, I actually want to raise a toast to a gentleman who worked at the Bunna Distillery, and that is a gentleman called David Brody, who actually came on his day off to come and meet me at the Bunna Distillery, and I thought, which better whiskey to raise him a toast than the Bunna 25? So thank you very much, David, and I look forward to meeting you again at the Bunnahabhain Distillery. But my impressions on the 25, arrival onto the palate, you're greeted with a nice medium full texture. You're not disappointed with this whiskey. For me, I'm getting straight away up front a little bit of a sweet, spicy character. And to me, it reminds me of like a honeyed pepper note, almost like a honeyed pepper ham, but without the ham in this one, just the honeyed pepper. Nutmeg starts to come in, and you start developing a little further with these spices. That age in this whiskey then really starts to show itself. That old sort of leathery note, sweet tobacco, and notes of, for me, even of treacle coming into this whiskey. It then has a little bit of a really weird turn, and for me, that to me reminds me of a coffee character, but it's like a mocha coffee or a mocha chocolate coffee, where you're getting that combination of chocolate, but at the same time, that combination of coffee. And it really just works so well together. It's almost actually not even milk chocolate, maybe even dark chocolate in this one. And then get a little bit of, even to me, it's like raisins, prunes, a bit of these darker fruits coming to mind. And as this thing holds itself a bit further, I'm getting that little bit of that salty character, but it's ever so gentle, almost even non-existent on the palate, but you've really got to search for it. And it starts to dry the palate out, adding a little bit of this almost, I'd say a little bit of like these oak spices as it starts developing further down the palate. But overall, I think that's about it for the palate. It's got some really great flavors. I can't wait to jump into the actual finish and then give you guys my conclusion on the Bunna 25. So to conclude on the Bunna 25, I'm going to place this over here and give you guys my opinion. So on the finish for this whiskey, the Bunna 25 has a nice long finish. It's got these notes of these dry, dark fruits, these prunes, plums, and definitely I'd have to say probably dates with a little hint of raisins on the end. You get this sweet tobacco note combined with that leathery note, really then demonstrating its age of this whiskey. And that bitter note that comes on right in the end as well, which to me I think is like a really strong dark chocolate, maybe a 99, 100% dark chocolate, where once you've finished eating it, you get that little bit of that bitter character residing in the back of your palate. However, when it comes to rating now, what am I going to rate this whiskey? I'm going to give the Bunna 25 a very respectable 92 out of 100. My reason behind the 92 out of 100 now is because I really love the flavor profile. I think it's got a great complexity, great structure and balance, and it's got great depth, which I think whiskey really needs at that age. However, the reason I'm not giving it any higher is because the price at 330, for that price tag, I feel it should be maybe 30 to 40 pounds cheaper, as it was 260 pounds last year for the wooden box. So I feel, there is, they can pull down the price a fair amount. However, the waxy character I found actually on the nose, I was really hoping it would replicate onto the palate, as that's something I'm really going through at the minute, and I really love that. If that was actually waxy on the palate, as I found it on the nose, that rating would probably go from like a 92 to a 96 easily. That's something I really love in my whiskies at the minute. So I think the price is just a little bit more than what I would pay, but then for me, I just need to travel somewhere to Europe and probably pick it up for 280 euros, and that would be much more reasonably priced for me. So personally, I think price is a little bit more than what it should be. Doesn't need water, doesn't need time. This whiskey, I have played with it without a bit of water, a little bit of time. Time doesn't really play any factor in this whiskey. It's already spent 25 years. It's waiting to go. In terms of water though, water really just destroys that lovely layer system that you get in this whiskey. So I personally wouldn't recommend it. But this one does have great profile. It's got a great layer system. It's got great complexity and balance. And I really think if you do get your hands on a Bunna 25 for a really good price, take it. You will not regret it. So I'm going to wrap the video at that. If you guys have enjoyed, by all means, feel free to drop it a thumbs up. Be also sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. And I'll leave the Bunna 12 and 18 over here, so feel free to check them out as well. But this has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you for another video.